sensitivity drill. The key to the drill here is not only to maintain the ball, but get the ball to them. Get it past their arm to their chest.
Ah!
No tension. Tension kills this flow.
Yeah.
Limited my feeling.
Oh, cool.
No tension, no tension. Tension kills this drill. Now you gotta compensate for that to help. Yes. It's not just an attack, you also have to help make sure the ball.
Keep it flow.
Yes.
Ah! Ah!
Oh! There you go. Right there. Yes. Oh. This is actually harder with the soccer ball. Like
Yeah.
basketball has a little bit more tray. You're not done yet. You can save yourself.
Yeah, I'll pull that.
Go
I'll
ahead.
pull that.
There you go. Oh, that was good. You morphed your body. That was good. Other side. Yeah, work one side. Got to work both balls.
Oh. A little bit soft on this side, yeah.
Well, this is the right hand. If we're both right-handed, so this would be the.
This side left-handed.
Oh, you're left-handed.
So
Oh.
I'll just soft on this side. Oh, cool! That was a good save.
That's right. Morph the body. Morph the body. You gotta turn the chest away. You gotta turn the chest away.
Oh, that was a good save. I wish they could keep straight, yeah. So bad, I wish they could saw that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Now you're right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, save.
Yes, save. Good flow, but that's what it's all about. Yes. All right. So now we move the ball. That was the tension there. Anytime the arm goes,
So how you
So-
get this heavy feeling? Because you feel heavy.
A lot
It's
of-
not weight. It feels like it's like a sack of potatoes, like a sandbag.
Yeah, that was always kind of like my teachers. Like, so how do you into being strong without being tense? You're heavy.
Yeah, that's what
You're
it feels
heavy.
like. Yes.
So you give me a move. Give me a
Heavy move?
any type of move. So that's the tension. That's the tension over putting it. Give me the same move, putting it in your legs.
Yeah.
So it's that pliable that you have to be, because you got to listen to what he's doing. Intention is like a conversation by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're screaming, but you're not listening.
Yeah.
And so you got to remove the tension so you can see, oh, this is, you know, so it's that type of conversation. See right there, look, you resisted.
I did. I felt it.
Resisted.
I felt it. Ah.
So that's the key. That's one of the learning things that my
See,
teacher.
right here, I feel danger.
Yeah, because you've already turned your own.
Ah.
Yes,
Got
you've done
you.
it to yourself.
Got you.
I've just pushed this way,
Yeah.
and you turn this way.
Yeah.
And
Push
you
myself
push
out.
yourself over your imaginary
So,
leg.
right here, am I supposed to come this way?
Right there. It's really not here that you catch. It's here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I go to push. This pulls in.
Ah. Okay. So I
Yeah.
have to be aware of your intentions, like
From
within my
here. In Tai Chi it says, the mind is the general, the body is the soldier, the waist is the banner. So what was the banner back in Chinese war? That's how they gave the banner signs. Like they hold up the banner, that would mean rush, charge, retreat, banner. We're getting out of here. So what does that mean? Is that the waist leads the soldiers. So this is the setup. That was the setup. I push here, but I drop here. That was just a setup for me. I'm going to attack you here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the arm by itself becomes your feint in Tai Chi.
Yeah.
It's your feint, like in boxing. So in Tai Chi, every move needs the body. So when it doesn't have the body, it's a trick. It's a feint. It gets you to react. So now I add body. There you go. So that's equivalent to this in our boxing.
Yeah.
Jab.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yes.
Look at that history and martial lesson you're getting today. Man.
That's right. We get martial art lessons. Martial art lessons. Right there, see, that's where you need your raising your elbow keeps this tension. It's like the hook. It's the hook tension.
Yes.
Yes. So to save it, you have to.
Oh.
Yes. And a lot of times in Tai Chi, the floating elbow is a second. This is a second.
Yes.
It doesn't last long. This is a bad move in Tai Chi.
Yes.
And it's a weak move in every other movement. This is a weak move. Like the hook is only powerful here.
Yes.
You turn here, and that's not a powerful shape.
No, it's not.
So this same shape you have here actually shape by nature. So it lasts for just like Skull and Bones. It's a quick movement. It's not. Like I see people like, I got my Skull and Bones, like no, you don't. You look like you're setting yourself up to get beat up.
Philosophy.
Yeah, you gotta have philosophy, especially with Tai Chi. That's such a principled art.
I had to sit this down, not this?
Yeah, so, but see, you're locking out your knee.
Yeah.
That's what's causing the tension. It has to do with that.
my quad has to do a little bit more
Yeah.
than
You have to do that move has to come from. This one has push. Like this one has pull. This one has push.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So when I want to push towards you, comes from this
You push that back.
This 360.
Yeah.
Pull you. Yeah, you can call it.
Yield and what would be the other side? Because you push forward. Because you yield and then you come up this way.
It would be the yin and yang. It
Yeah.
would be the yin and yang.
Yeah.
So to sit this one down, this
Yeah.
one comes forward.
Uh-huh.
Push this one out.
Gotcha.
This one comes forward. So it's still the yin and yang. Push and pull. So
Yeah.
it's the pulley system happening inside your body. Your weight is a pulley system. Like the same way you put the piano up the side of the
Yeah.
building. You know, a smaller man doing that with a pulley system. This has the same ability. Locking them, unlocking them, locking them comes where this type of stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So now, this is not this,
Yeah.
this is that.
Yeah.
It's not happening from here, 'cause you'll sense it and go, you'll fight.
Yeah.
You come from here, it's like a last minute drag to it because they don't understand that it's an attack.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yeah,
kind of like
it
this.
confuses them.
Yes, this is not, the brain doesn't take this as an attack as much as this. See?
Yes.
You know, like the brain knows, but you.
Oh, you
engage-
wake me up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you engage
yeah.
here, the brain sleeps because it doesn't know this
Yeah,
feeling.
got
It
you.
knows this feeling.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
So you wanna slide the attack in and not wake me up in the process.
exactly. And that's why a lot of your things should come from here. 'Cause now,
Ah.
your attack is last moment instead of
Yeah,
start
I'm
fighting.
already on. I'm
everybody.
already on.
Yeah, everybody's on now.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah,
I'm
you
on.
go here.
Yeah,
and then
ah.
it's like that trash. Because the brain doesn't perceive that as a threat.
You're right. You're right. Especially when you're in a fight. You're right.
Yes, it won't.
That's the sneak. The
That's
lift
the
up
sneak.
and all
It's
that.
to
Yeah.
come in from the defensive side. And that's what Tai Chi is teaching you. Offense, defense. Offense, defense. Within the circle, you're going offense because this is my offensive hand.
Yeah.
And then when you push back at me, my offensive hand becomes defense. So that becomes your attack. Exactly. So that's defense turning right into offense.
Yeah, that was good. Right.
So
Okay.
now I attack here. How do
Okay.
you defend? Oh, okay.
That-
Okay. Okay.
One hand, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can
But it was
think
more waste though. The key is, yeah, see, but you did an extra big move when the move was right there.
about. I'm still doing the
You
boxing
doing-
way.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
added an extra loop to it.
So it needs to be this.
Yes.
Right, this.
Yes.
I need more weight
And
right
that,
here.
and that right there is how you would pull me out.
hmm So when I pull you out the circle, the weight, which is more? Are both feet stuck?
No,
together?
no. See, and that's the double weighted.
See?
Never happened.
No.
See, I'm in my front leg now.
I'm in my back leg.
Yeah, and as you
Yeah.
push, now I'm going to the back. So not only is the rocking changing of hands, it's the rocking of weight.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm going front leg, back leg, front, back. Yeah, front leg.
Ah!
And sit
Yeah!
down. So it's that.
And also you're heavy when you do that too.
Yes.
I looked at our last video, our last encounter, and when we touched, you kept doing this, and I remember it felt very heavy, like as you were
Rise and fall, rise and fall. So a lot of people, the pressure hits them and they lock everything up. These caps lock.
yeah.
When you got to hunker down.
Yes, yes.
Especially when you're confused and you don't know what's going on.
The only thing I did just to switch it off, but I felt everything go down with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I know that would cause like a freak out.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it will
cause the panic.
Yes.
And he makes the mistake.
Yes, like can you do it again? Like most people, this is what they would do.
Yes, and then they fight to get back up against the heaviness, robbing them of their own base. That's when the feet start.
Yeah.
Give me all of that funny noise. You know, but that's what you want to infect in people is that like fine. See, there it is.
It's already. Man, you feel very, very heavy. Like I feel the flow where I should stop before I give you another like centimeter before it's too much.
Yes. And now, Bagwa's thing is happening here.
The circle.
Bagwa is saying the same thing. Bagwa was attack happened here. So where most people, this would be the attack. Bagwa believes this. That's the attack that already happened.
Man,
So Bagwa, all attacks are led by the blood. Okay, that's the law. So now you get used to this.
Yes. Step man. So with the step, with it's almost like you're stepping first, and then the arms are leading you.
Your arms in shadow.
Yes.
Thus, bringing us back in when we're in our true grappling situation. Instead of just going for something, our foot.
Yeah, and I feel
and you feel
put the guy body in the gap.
Yes. So in the confrontation, it's just about that over just the tussle.
And Tai Chi 360 is body hitting. Because like when you come, you feed your body.
Merge.
Into your body goes straight to the groove. So like when people punch, you want to melt right in.
That's right.
Body fitting. So that's what you're doing. And when you do, you take up space, but you take up space at a weird angle because boxing, you just take up space with your fist.
Yes.
But you take up space with your hip and everything.
Exactly. And that's a different type of hit. You know, people are used to mainly being wrestlers.
Yes.
So it's a different thing when you bump and then bump and then
destroy the foundation.
You have to. That's what makes the punch really relevant at this. Here. But when we out here, I can exercise my torque. But once we get here, our punches turn to this little hip pat because we don't have this, we don't have the space. But with Bagwa was taught with Shin Yi. That's why you have.
You morph and you create holes and you slide them in there.
Shin Yi normally goes with Bagwa. Bagwa has no strikes.
Yeah.
So they use that Shin Yi, which is you're falling.
Yeah.
So what type of punch do I can't hit you with like a hook?
Yeah.
These punches were meant to chase you to the
as
ground.
you're going to the ground. Yes.
And accelerate. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they get their force from like pushing you to the ground.
Pushing you down, and then
Head first.
the double recoil, the basketball.
Yes. The double recoil. Yes. That's the trap in between the energies. So that punch, not as proficient as a boxing punch, but when someone's falling, very good. Because you're not tripping someone and throwing the hook at the same time.
And then you chase them.
You chase them, and they're falling in the foot, and the hand is kind of like celebrating.
Back of the hand. Yep.
Yes. And then you add it all together. So where you go from which hand?
To defeat the other
So
middle.
fire would defeat wood.
If fire defeat wood.
So this is wood, and you're fire.
So right here.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So water would be
After I'm here, wood is
that one. Yeah.
And the metal is this. That's this one.
Yep.
Now,
That's
but
what I
like,
recognize.
see now what you've been selling for wood. Once you get up here, so now you would have to go straight to fire.
Man, I'm sorry. I don't even know if I would have to do. I would feel Tai Chi without doing that cover. Like when you get right here, I would have to. Now, what would you do? I would do.
Now, but remember, in the Tai Chi, you just laid it just still.
I survived.
Yeah. You say I know, but I gotta survive.
Hey, but you know what? I learned that straight from like Naruto because guess what? Like there are rules in boxing that you shouldn't do. Like don't turn your back in boxing. No, never turn your back on that. But Taekwondo. You gotta reverse it. But guess what? Now I have broken another rule to participate in another.
Yes.
So now we just gotta keep going because now you gotta think about, oh my God, think about it in the street fight, like, oh my God, I'm not gonna kick this guy in the face. Yeah. So I was just trying to see what would happen next. Anything, because at my skill level and yours, I just like to see it.
Well, you can also merge as this comes over this one, this leg, this hand. So as this comes, this leg steps out.
Okay.
So,
oh!
And now elbow is right.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, you got that.
Oh, there we go. Right here. This is one where you chase, boom.
Yes,
boom.
and you chase him to the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. Hanging them all the way down.
L shape elbow.
Yes.
Boom, boom.
Yes. So the biggest defense you have is your feet. So you give me a strike. So I may have saved myself, but I didn't.
Huh?
Because now you have the leverage. I'm over my imaginary leg. This is the position you want to strive not to be in.
I thought you still had me right there because of that.
Well, actually, you have the leverage though. This is the Tai Chi. Like my leverage
so if I step right here,
it's gone.
Got you.
It's gone.
Got you.
It's gone. So
when I come right here, that's what
Yeah. So you really want to be like this in front of your opponent, bladed, because you're over the leverage.
Got you.
There's no imaginary. Yeah, you're done.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, and hits. You know, even this hit is going to stop me from seeing the one in the back, the back of my head to my body.
Yes.
So blading sideways has to be like a half a second.
Mm-hmm.
Like you immediately got to go to a groin attack and start working. You know what I'm saying? But what you want to do now, the same thing, give me the same shot, is learn to some impact attack. Is learn to put it in your feet.
Yes.
See, now I'm
not.
Now you're bladed.
Look at that. Yeah.
You're bladed.
Yeah. And I came into your circle.
Yes.
I mean, deep in your circle.
Happening in the feet.
Yes.
This
so
is
right
why
here,
the footwork is so important.
Because I'm all in his bubble now. It's over. Like I'm up here pushing, and when I'm in his bubble.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is everything. It's a kung fu show from there.
Yeah.
It's a kung fu show. Once I get to the side, to the flanks, it's whatever I want to do now.
Yeah.
Box you, headbutt you, bite you.
Yeah.
Karate you.
Yeah. Everything.
Everything is open. This, the predator eyes. Because our eyes sit, this is our focus, but our focus ain't here.
No. Right at the bridge.
Yes. And it's the same thing with boxing, is that we don't box. I'm not, hands up, I'm not boxing you in the same line. I'm boxing you to get right there.
Oh, yeah.
So now when I rush you, all you got is
I had to turn in the jets. By the time I
Yes,
turned, you
I'm,
already got
I'm
something.
raining. I'm raining. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with kicking.
Yeah.
It's best to get off here
Oh, yeah, yeah,
because look where I'm
yeah.
at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm off to the flank.
Yeah.
Flanking your man has to be your job. Like, how do you get to even shoulder line?
Yeah.
You know, whether you wrestle your way there,
You're right. You're right. You
punch
know, no,
or
you're
kick
right.
your way
You're
there.
right.
And
All
the
right.
sensitivity of your push hand helps you
Helps
find
you
different ways.
get that.
Ah.
Yeah. That's it.
And that's the flow. That's what we're working on in free flow. Is I'm trying to get there. And you gotta get out the way because I'm coming. You gotta get out the way.
That was such an instinct, dude. That was beautiful what
That
you
was
did.
beautiful, but
Oh
that's
my
what you
God.
did. You did what only you could do to save yourself at that moment. If you don't have that coordination, it's my game. I got you. And that's what yoga saves. That's
Oh
what
my
you
God.
can morph your body to where
Yeah.
people cannot make that escape.
Oh my God, dude. That was so random. It was just...
That's right. That's right. And your body reacted. It's no thought.
Yes.
It's your body responding to the
Yes.
stimuli.
Yes.
That's what you want. That's why people don't know the juice in this game. This kung fu freestyle. Like it's slow as hell, but the juice you're getting. See now, you only trapped yourself because you used your hands instead of your feet.
Yes. They're not connected.
You know why? Because the hands are overzealous. They want to do too much. That's the real breaking of your hands, because your hands are intelligent to a degree. You're doing stuff, you put on your shirt, you slap people. You know what I'm saying? You pick up your food, you hold your phone. Your hands got an intelligence, your feet don't. It has an intelligence, your feet doesn't. That's why the feet are stupid, and they need a whole different regimen. And that's why the Chinese believe you have two brains, one here, one in the sole of your foot. Because when your feet wake up, the hands are finally, I can do my job. You have me doing 3 jobs. You have me blocking, deceiving, doing this. Yes. So it's like, let your hands breathe. Let them have a job other than trying to stop everything. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the catch happens. And that's what this game is about. It's about, you feel this trap seat, you did them.
I did. Yeah.
Learn to use your feet.
Okay.
Not that the hand can't be there for a block, but if I'm, yeah.
Oh, I'm not there. I'm not there. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm talking. That's the highest defense. Blocking and slipping, that's not the highest defense. The highest defense is there. I only got to do those things when I can't be not there. When I'm there and I can't get away, okay, be done. But if you give me any room to move my feet, you can best. My first official response is to get out the way. Now, everything happens. But people actually, their bad habit is they want to be in the way. They don't know how to get out the way.
Yeah.
They stay in the way.
Yeah.
My teacher used to always tell me something. He said, you're going to become a great martial artist tomorrow when you learn to get out your way. Get out your way.
I was told that too.
Yes. And that's trying to be with hands. So, when the attack comes, get out the way. That's right. That's right. And that's why even Tai Chi's push hands, at a certain point, you got to let it go. Because you get so used to standing.
Oh! Oh!
And that's not real. That you want your drill to have some type of realness to it. So you kind of mix your Tai Chi with your pop up. See now, this is way more real. See, you stuck. Yeah. You should have moved. Yeah. See now, this is more real than this.
Yeah.
This is a good start. But this is not where the fight's going to be
you
at.
Put the feet in
You
there
have
now.
to put that. See, now I got to catch you. Yes. Now I got to catch you on the fly.
Ah. Chocolate. Ah! Ah! Oh! Oh, just like last time!
Yeah! Very flexible.
Ah! Knee strike! Beautiful! Yes, everything.
Everything hit.
Everything.
Good work. Your flexibility is out of this world. Y'all see that? Flexibility.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man.
We out here working. They liking it.
So many Jews are here today. You're dropping so much today, man. So much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you come out for it.
Yeah.
You understand that you're a fighter. You fought. It's different when you. Things hit differently when you've been in.
Yeah.
You've been in there, I've been in there, and I see like it's about leverage.
Yeah.
Destroying the balance more than just fucking him up.
Yeah.
I'll get to that later.
I get that. It should be told, man.
Yeah.
That's the build up to the fuck
Yeah,
up.
that's the build up to the fuck up. You know, most people are thinking coming straight in fuck up. No, this guy want to live too.
Yo.
Even the bad guy want to go home.
Dude, I remember that's what another old guy told me. He was like, "See, you gotta learn how to be loved first and marinated." You going,
Yes.
nah, touch him up, no,
Yeah.
what you got, Gus?
Yeah. That's how it
But that's it, the setting up of traps. Setting up your traps, knowing yourself, knowing your abilities, understanding your opponent's abilities, and going. But the hard thing, I will admit, is it was hard for me to adapt without Tai Chi because it feels like Tai Chi is all about it.
It's the root. Like Tai Chi, if you looked at all three of them, Tai Chi, Pak Hwa, and Shin Yi, they said Tai Chi is the mountain, Pak Hwa is the mountain with wheels on it, a moving mountain.
Yeah.
Shin Yi is the mountain with a chain and ball attached. You know, so they all have their structures within leverage. But Tai Chi is pretty much the mountain. This is where you learn, you know, posture. My neck.
Oh yeah.
My posture won't really allow that. When you bend my neck, my posture allows
yes. Full body.
Full body posture.
Full body.
So
Boom,
yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
But you ain't take my vision away from me.
Nope. Because you're still there. You're still there in the game.
Exactly.
Still there in the game.
So it's these little things that you be the man on. Like, a lot of people think you be the man on technique. No, you be the man on habits.
Did you just catch that? Yo,
Yeah.
did you just catch
You seen that? You seen that?
Yo, man, there was a fly right there. My man like caught it and kept talking to me and let it go.
I get on my Miyagi sometimes. Goddamn kung fu. This is what kung fu does. This is your brain on kung
Oh,
fu.
baby. Old school.
You know, but
Uh-huh.
that's the thing. You know, like beating a person not on skill but bad habits. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking.
Yes. Like, so we put up our hands to fight, and I'm looking at, okay, so the first thing I see from my boxing is this. I have this. You've put everything into the middle line.
Yeah.
So now this, you
Yeah.
can't stop it,
Yeah.
because I'm going to force you.
You gonna collapse it.
I'm going to collapse you or make you open up. So once you start here, my first is the hook. Of course, you're going to try to, you ain't going to let it happen.
Nope.
You're going to spread. And then I'm going to throw the straight. And then that's where,
It's on.
this is where boxers win. Once we get here, then it's Now you've given me something to feel,
Yeah, the touch.
go off.
The touch.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
A lot of good punching comes from touch.
The block.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah. Or even like you throw a punch and right here. See, this right here, I don't have to know where your face is at. Once I know this is here, I know where your face is.
Everything, yeah.
So the hook, I can do, these punches become without even looking. They become feel. Sensitivity. That's when your punches find sensitivity.
Yeah.
You know, you can find sensitivity in wrestling.
Because it's all full
Y'all
body.
coming,
We always
but
touch
come
it.
from a distance.
Oh, yeah.
Even
yeah,
this,
yeah,
hands
yeah,
up.
Yeah, yeah.
This is sensitivity. That I'm running my jab right off of you.
Yeah.
I'm doing that
Yes.
purposely, sir.
Yes.
So
You find the range.
Yes, by touching you.
Yes.
So this is the sensitivity of punching, is that you don't have to hit him all the time to find him.
Yes.
Like
You just get in his bubble.
yes.
Yeah.
and getting also learning the man. You want to learn his reaction. So I got a jab. So I'm seeing that when I jab, your reaction is the raise. So I'm a
Oh,
now here comes the work because
Yeah.
you're going up.
yeah.
So I'm throwing jabs and I'm taking data.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, okay. So I fake it
Mm-hmm.
and you go up and I go in. So that, it's not, oh, punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Beat
Punch
him
him
up.
in the face,
No,
Gator.
it's like, as my teacher said, you're gathering information like, what's your name?
Yeah.
What you know? Who taught you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And by your reactions and responses,
Mhm.
if your reactions are reactions, I got you. If they're responses, I know you did some shit. Like if I go to punch and you throw a capoeira kick,
Yeah.
that was a response, not
Yeah.
a reaction. You know some shit. I gotta fight you differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When people just react, you should, it's an easy fight.
He does,
I'm
yes.
gonna make you
I
react
said
and then
that
beat
too,
you
yeah.
up. You know
Yeah,
what
I've
I'm
said that
saying?
before, yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's response over reaction.
And that's how and it's like when you know, you know. And and just like you said, when somebody has to say terrible reaction, you're like,
They don't know that.
yeah.
You throw a punch, you go punch. And they do that. That's terrible. It's like, I'm about to knock this guy. He got no good reaction. That's not a response. No, you throw a punch
Yeah.
and you see that. That's a response.
Yeah.
He knows something.
Yeah.
This is not his first rodeo.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what you got to know in a real-time situation. Because you'll be fighting Baby Mayweather and don't even know. Because you didn't read his response. That when you threw that punch, he did something that was a response, not a reaction. So you come in and he just closed you out. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't read that he's not reacting, he's responding. He knows some shit. And that's why the jab is so important, because it's the one weapon that can make a man expose himself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
If we fighting and I throw the jab and you kick, you just told me you're a kicker. And now I know how to deal with you. If I throw the jab and you this guy's a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
So that's why the jab is so freaking important, because it's the only uncommitted weapon you have that's like, hey, what's your name? What did you come to do? What you about?
Yeah.
And then once I see, now I'm coming with him. Or him. Or him. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha. Understanding your weapons.
yes,
Yeah.
understanding your weapons. And this is why most people don't really respect the jab as they should. You know what I'm saying? Like the jab is the who are you weapon. not to kill. Like I had a guy, he was mad. He felt he couldn't score a knockout with jabs. It's like, well, you're not supposed to knock anybody out. Yeah, it's the size, it's the ruler, it's the stay back, it's the ask a question.
Yeah.
It's everything but the kill. So that's why most people don't use the jab. They're set on kill. They think everything is kill. No, it's stun. Remember, like set the phasers to stun. There's another one before kill. Stun. And stun leads to kill. Because if I stun you, you're my bitch. You're done.
That's why the jab cross hook is so important. Is the jab open the stun.
Yeah. And they all offer a certain type of response. So if you're throwing a straight at me, I may look. That's the hook version.
Gotcha.
You throw straight at me, I go here. I'm still in hook territory.
Yeah, you are.
That's why the straight and the hook work together. Like the hook works with the uppercut. So if I throw a hook at you, what are you going to do? Yeah, roll right into him.
Yeah.
So I throw the hook to make you go down.
Yeah.
And that's how you punch.
Uh-huh.
Your punches talk to each other. They're not just, you're not just punching for the sake of punching. You know, like if I'm throwing the right hand at you, I throw the right hand. But look, I wanted,
Yeah.
Wow, got you.
Yes.
Because I'm throwing the right hand, the shift is there, so I can rip that.
Yes, Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm
Clean
saying?
him up. So use your feet again to set him up in place as well.
Yes, and this is once again, the feet has to be on their checkers and chessboard where, you know, this ain't just the hook, this is the hook.
Whoa.
Yeah, so now even if you defend against him, you can't stop him. So it becomes like tic-tac-toe. Like you give one route to go out only to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Like this is your only escape. And I'm at the door waiting for you.
Waiting for you on each end. Yeah.
And that's how your boxing should be over just throwing punches. You should know what punches lead to what punch. You know,
like a tree.
If I go uppercut, the overhand goes right with it.
Yeah.
You know, like so it's that down up.
Yeah.
Left right. I go left to go right. I go right to go left. It's like, you know, easy mathematical stuff that doesn't seem to have much to do with fighting, but it has everything to do with fighting. Because if you think fighting is just punching and kicking and not about your place under heaven and earth, space, gravity matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get down to wrestling.
Angle, trajectory, what's it called? Physics. Yeah.
And fighting.
Yes, it does.
Geometry matters. Fighting. So fighting is not a caveman sport as they said it was. Like, no. You actually have to use the biggest muscle of them all to be a high level fighter. The brain. Once your brain is involved, this is danger. Because that's the supercomputer probing, looking for weaknesses. So once you got your brain on, okay, let's get rid of this guy. If he ain't got the stuff to match you, he's probably gonna get rid of you. You're gonna get him out of here.
So now, I understand that from the systematic approach, especially from almost like let's say a right-handed fighter philosophy, especially with logic, physics. Now, with Tai Chi, it's a little more abstract, and that's where it's good and it's bad, because the abstract, because the formlessness leads to infinity. You know what I'm saying? And which is cool, because we don't know what, like, just like when we did right there, I didn't know what was gonna pop. It just came out, you know. And so that is like the hard part is like mixing those, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at right now. Now, see that you've already done like a good 10 years ahead of me.
Well, yeah. Well, and mixing them is easy by finding out what do they do, what are they trying to say. A lot of people don't get the bottom line.
Like in Wing Chun, throw a punch, you ain't doing too much of that. Ain't gonna be too many ways to catch a punch like that.
Uh-huh.
A real punch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what does Wing Chun do? Give Chi Sao. This was the
Yeah.
true. Now, what's happening in Chi Sao is I gotta learn how to trap two to get the one. That's the gift, not this.
Yeah.
That's the petty level of it. The juice of it is you have to trap both of my hands to get your attack. How do you do it?
That's one.
How you do it? And now see, and that becomes the thing. So how do you do it? You use him. You use him. And that becomes the game of Wing Chun.
Yeah.
See, now this is a mental trap, because you're not trapped.
No, right here.
But this goes to show you how the brain freezes in certain
For a
situations.
second.
And this is what Chi Sao works on. This is the juice of Chi Sao, is learning not only just not to freeze, but how to pull off these double-handed attacks.
Especially like when you get to the high level, it's all the game of inches, and then with the game of inches, the centimeters.
Yes.
When you say that little trap you just did for the one while with the trap, boom, just for a half second. Now this is a good one. The other one where I was like this for a half second. Yes. So right here, only thing you need is that split second of this to fire.
But now this is where you get people with a trap like this. And they make the trap worse. Tension is what makes this trap worse. It's not a trap. What you gotta do is relax and it'll disappear. But if you fight, so if you go to hit me and I fight, look what I did. I'll put both of my hands on your one hand.
Yeah, and this is free. Yeah.
But that's what most people are going to do, because they chase hands. But this is what Wing Chun is going to teach you different. It's loaded. And I still got contact. Yeah. So when you start moving, that foot fires him quick. Like you move any hand.
You slid that right up in.
It's time to go. And
you
it's
slid
time
that
to go.
right there. Yeah.
So all of these drills really work something very insane that you need. And that's the game right there. Can you magically trap two? Then the Chi Sao grows. Same thing with Roshu. Roshu is all Shin Yi. I come with wood. I come with fire. Yes, water.
And I come with
earth. This is earth.
What's earth?
Metal destroys earth.
What was that?
So this is earth. This is what you just
right
did.
Here, boom.
This is earth, and what I did was metal destroys earth.
Okay.
And that's the game.
And it keeps going.
It keeps going. And that's the build. And just like push hands. This is a build. This is like 3-card Monty of where's your weight at? Where's your weight? And it has to be done without, I can't. It has to be done. The name of the game is, can you move 4 ounces of pressure with 1,000?
Yeah.
So what I do to you has to, there it is. Yeah, Mike. You're already floating. You're already floating.
Yes.
That one little moment.
And then you take it from there.
And that's when the fight begins.
See, but that even, and I started to notice that, look, I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, belt, like, whatever, like, good 20, 15 years experience, you can't catch up. Yeah.
It's mathematics. Like, I told one guy, he said he trained, and I was like, well, I train 6 hours a day. Like, I got the head lead. And it's on me. And look, but then you go back to it. You got the job. I sold drugs. So guess what I had? I had hours of downtime while you was working, so it's not your fault. You're doing what every man does, live his life. But my teacher told me one time, and I asked him, I said, how do you really become a good martial artist? He looked up, he said, you need one commodity. He said, either you're extremely rich or you're extremely poor.
Oh my God!
He said, both those men have the commodity of what?
Oh my
Time.
God! Oh
That's how you become a great martial artist.
my God.
You're either extremely rich or extremely poor.
Yo, hey.
You have the commodity of time.
He is telling the truth. Holy shit. Wow. Oh. Woo.
Facts.
Trill consciousness.
Trill
baby.
consciousness in, baby. Trill consciousness. When I get with my brothers, when I get with my fight brothers, the real stuff come out. See, I want y'all to come. I want y'all to look at this man right here. Look at his face.
man.
This man has fought. Who'd you fight?
Fought Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Look, once again, look at his face. He fought Conor McGregor. He's fought the elites. You know, so it's a different twitch.
Yes.
It's a different twitch when you're fighting. See, people are trying to tell people there's levels to this shit. When you face off with someone like Conor McGregor, so that's what you're looking at, man. That's why you see all those strange escapes he can make. Because he can save his own life. His body is prepared to do that because it's been under real duress before. So all you fake fighters, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to get with those that actually been in there and they can give you responses on what, you know, how you feel. Like I've always known my talented, but to hear it from my fighting brother, he was like, yo, you're very heavy. You feel like a tree trunk.
Yeah. Tree trunk, sandbag, like it's sags on you.
That lets me know I'm
Yeah.
doing it right.
Mhm.
But because I'm hearing it from my peers. So you can't hear it from someone that doesn't know what they're looking for.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
anybody else would be like,
Yeah.
you just on me. Like,
Yeah.
you was able to say, no, it was heaviness I felt. And that's what we try to articulate in our root. Is
Yes.
that, you know, sky over water.
Mhm.
This is sky. This is water. The feet, the legs crash. Your true tension that you want to have, this type of tension is not here. It's here.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what makes the tension dynamic tension.
Because it has to go somewhere.
No, the tension has to. There has to be a structure.
But it
that-
has to. See?
Yes. So it's the book of I Ching
Hey,
tells you
that could
sky
have been
over water.
5 years of me figuring that out, and then he just cut
Yes.
me 5 years
Yes.
of trying to figure it out.
And this
myself.
is why. This is hold your hand up. This is why most people punches suck. Is that they'll put the tension here,
Oh yeah, no.
and this is what they get. No, the tension is
Yes.
so your arm can stay loose. The tension comes from that. Me grounding myself and letting
Just
the arm
like
be
boxing.
loose.
Just like
Letting the arm be loose. So that way I can, you know, I can come with multiple. The tension is what makes you punch and lose your balance. That's
Yeah.
why you see fighters on World Star Hip Hop, they go to the ground. Of course, it's all tension and no balance. The recipe for that is you fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You fall.
You know, and you try to figure out the differences between like kung fu and like boxing, but you have really like you're helping you like understanding the blending together.
Yes.
You still have to, just like with boxing, still this
Yes.
and all the years I've been boxing. Now I'm starting to understand because like when you touch me, it has to go somewhere, but now I understand it has to go here.
Why? This is the thing that really matters. Not this, like it was Tommy Lauren. It's all about my feet. Because it's my feet that carry me to and from the back.
Yes. Yeah.
So these are the workhorses.
Yeah.
These are the tricksters. That's why David Copperfield owns an island, because their hands are quicker than the eye. That's why he's doing all of that illusion shit and pulling rabbits out of a hat, because because he's allowing his hands to be their to do their magic. Which is, your eyes cannot keep up with my hands. You know, eyes move in clicks, not smoothly across. So for your eyes to go to one side to the next, it's actually clicks. It's 3 clicks, usually. It's like click, click, click. And in between those clicks, you're clinically blind.
Like a shutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also when you're fighting, you need to play with that
Oh,
too. See? You need
yeah.
to play with that. Your
Yeah.
eyes
Yes.
don't move smoothly. So I'm not even jabbing at you. I jab there.
It had to click.
And yeah, watch your eyes follow. You know, and this is why in fighting your eyes should be this.
I look like right here.
Yeah, but not
No.
not at it. See, what happens is tunnel vision. So when I'm doing this,
Oh,
yeah,
you're looking
I'm
straight
yeah,
at me. You're only focusing
I don't
on
see
me.
I don't see everything. So to see
You gotta
everything,
see everything.
you gotta go to peripheral. So peripheral eye loses detail. Focus eye has detail, no peripheral. So the peripheral, I don't get a chance to see all of the detail. Like right now, I can see him, but I don't see all of the detail. But what I do see is full body. I see full body.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking like this. I wouldn't even see that sweet kick. Because this is it.
Oh!
That's the problem with tunnel vision. And that's why your tunnel vision should be a second. So it should be something like this when you're moving with somebody. See, I look at you at the last moment.
Yeah.
Like right before the strike, I lock you because I want you to lock, and then I'm going
Back.
And then it's back to see why. You know, so you just got.
You have a good time with your shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Too many
Yeah.
hours, like the 10,000 hours of sparring. You know what it is.
Hey, I felt like, man, his timing is really good.
Once you go 10,000 hours of sparring,
Yeah.
it becomes something totally different.
And those are little things people don't understand.
No.
Like I can feel like I was like it's slightly off with you. I was like, I said, man, I was like, no, keep it wow. I'm like, I'm reading. I'm like, man, he is spot on. Like with your timing, the accuracy, it is spot on. I felt it.
Like I said, this comes from the peers. It only comes from your peers. But that's the name of the game. You know, the time and the distance, what's available, what do you feel, over what do you see.
You see, and that's another thing that's another aspect of fighting that no one ever talks about. It's like the feeling aspect. And then that's why I started to understand more with jiu-jitsu and kung fu. It's all about feel.
It's all about feel. 150,000 pulses per second off of this. So meaning 150,000 pulses per second off of feel. What that means is I can learn more about you do this than doing this.
Yeah.
I can learn way more about that shape by doing this.
Yep.
Now I know. See, I can feel your shoulder. I can feel the rotator cuff. So this is way more accurate of finding out what a person is going to do or what they're about than trying to eye it. It's like drugs. You need a scale. How dare you to try to eye 12 grams? You got to put that on the scale. The scale feels it and tells you the number. You can't eye a pound of weed and be like, that's a pound. No, you couldn't. You got to put it on the scale. It got to be felt.
Yeah.
That's the same thing here, that it got to be felt.
It's true, because that's how, as I participate in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I am a purple belt, but I focus mainly on the striking with the Kung Fu, the Tai Chi, and the too much. But I go there, but even though I'm at my level, I know what type of person they are who I roll with, like my ground fighter. You know, like the black belts, like the ones that like put me in the fire. I'm like, it's not you. You know, and you can tell it's not you.
It's that kung fu thing that they used to be able to think like, oh yeah, this guy's a master. Off a touch, yeah, this guy's good. I'm like, what just happened? We back.
We good? The phone
cracked?
We good?
Yeah, the phone stayed cracked. Peace, Kings. Salute. We out here working. Yeah, we out here working. See, now he's showing you the skill. Show him some of that skill. That's right. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Salute, Derek Millennial.
That's right. My homie here he went to war with Conor McGregor. Y'all respect. Everybody in the live give this man nothing but full respect.
Thank y'all.
They salute. They saluting you right now. Yeah, nothing but full respect to this warrior right here.
Shout out to Lost Legacy.
Yes. That's right.
Grandmaster Phoenix LeGrand.
That's
Also,
right.
Shout out to Seafood Master.
That's right. So for all my haters that say Light don't deal with real martial artists, you looking at one. Does he know Capoeira too? That's what they asked.
Oh no. No.
A lot of MMA, Kung Fu, and Yoga Master. Yeah. Break down some of the strengths of yoga for them. Like what are some of the things you get out of yoga? That's right. I'm going in my interview mode.
Okay. Well, first of all, man, it is good just on the rehab. I ruptured my Achilles, blew out my knee, tore my labrum, and broken my thumb. So the yoga has helped me just heal and put myself together. There's other aspects as well as psychological and mental, help you calm down the anxiety. As a matter of fact, I'm here in the A right now. I got a comedic yoga graduation.
Salute.
So, yes.
Salute.
So we got another 52 Blocks brother, Ace Saru. Me and him graduating in the comedic yoga community together. So we'll be doing that Sunday.
Okay, now break that down for the people. What makes kinetic yoga different from regular yoga? Like, what's the difference?
Well, just like martial arts, there are different styles of martial arts. There are different styles of yoga as well. Like styles like Hatha yoga, they're more Indian tradition. Kemet yoga is actually Egyptian yoga. Egypt, Kemet is the name of Egypt before it was conquered by the Alexander the Great. So, and to honor that, the land of black people, we call it Kemetic yoga. And even in the Egyptian temples and pyramids, you can see like yoga poses, and it's pretty crazy because it actually predates Indian yoga. So I think that's pretty good. Me being a master of all these different arts like boxing, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, doing Kung Fu, it's nice to find a lineage and an African tradition.
Salute.
Yeah, so
Salute.
let's bring it back to that.
That's right. African martial arts, we are the start of it. I always say his name wrong. The Nichiren Daishonin. He was the Buddhist guy that traveled and he taught 5 animal kung fu.
You see, he's showed up in so many books because he showed up in my Tai Chi books, he showed up in my yoga books, and also
and he was African, if you didn't know.
Yeah, and like he's been that guy that has really across the generation has been talked about in different aspects across different lands.
The Asiatic, yes. And he was credited with starting Kung Fu, not for fighting, because the Mexican have the strength to pray for hours.
Yes!
He didn't start it for fighting. He started because weak bodies can't pray for 10 hours.
Yes. And that's what people don't understand. Like, all those postures that you see, it's just to calm you down so you can focus for 3 hours. That's all those postures are for. That's so you can do this. And through stillness is how you achieve elevation.
Facts. Stillness comes what? Motion in your ocean. You got to still first to get that motion in your ocean.
And you know what? And that's a problem a lot of us have, man, because we're never still enough.
Yes. Yes.
And I know I've been to New York a weekend.
Yes. Listen. You talk about motion. Like you talk about motion in your ocean. You got to go to New York, where there's always somebody. Like, one thing I like about being in Georgia is that there are points where I look and I just see trees and nothing. In New York, you don't get that. There's always going to be a person. You're going to look, you're going to see somebody walking past you in their own
Yeah,
in
their
their
own
own
world.
in their
And
own
everybody
world.
has their own world. And that's why I saw like it's like the disconnect
Yes.
with somebody right next to you.
Yes. And this, a lot of people
Yeah.
think New Yorkers are rude. That is a myth. New Yorkers are not rude. What happens in New York that I've noticed in Georgia is you don't see people all the time. So when you see somebody, you say hello. Because it's not happening a lot.
Yeah.
In New York, we see so many people that if you say hello to everybody,
Oh, okay.
you will have a million hellos
Ah,
at the end of the day. Like, hey,
got you.
hey, hi, hey,
Got you.
hey, how you
Got
doing?
you.
Because that's how many people
Ah,
were condensed.
okay.
So what happens is we become numb to it.
Yeah.
And we're used to being this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they're not even talking to each other. On the train, we're touching, but we're looking in different directions because there's so many people that you have to blank it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when I got down here and I walked in the store, and they was like, hello, and I was like, oh, hello. Sorry. And my mind is like, why the fuck are you talking to me? Because I'm a New Yorker. So I had to shake that. So now when I walk in the store, I'm like, hey, how you doing there? I'm on my, you know. It's that, and that's the way the mind works. It's subjective that when it's overwhelmed with something, it'll just choose to block it out.
Got you.
So we're not rude. We just see people all the time, and we couldn't say hello to everybody.
Being in South Florida, I can see that because you know everybody.
It's not a lot of
yeah,
people.
yeah.
It's not like, you know,
Yeah.
so you see people, of course, you speak to. But if you wake up in the morning and you see a million people, you lose that thing
That
of
zest.
That zest. You just get tired of seeing people.
Oh,
So that's one of the
so
greatest
funny.
things I like about being down here is that I'm really in my own world down here. Like I get to be in my own mind. I get to come to the park when nobody's here. It's not happening in New York.
Yeah.
Somebody's always beating you to the park. Like no matter what, I can come 5 in the morning and some white dude there. Thomas, he waking up. Like, how can I, every time I come to the park, I never get it to myself.
Yeah.
And that's New York. You just don't get land to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're happy. Like,
Yeah.
I got the park to myself. And that probably lasts about 5 minutes,
5 minutes.
before you're rushed with people. So, you know.
Okay. But man, I'm happy that you are down here. I remember when I was a kid, like in high school, like I was doing like the AOL download when you had like the first like 52-ply DVDs. You had to load up. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, what was that? So,
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So now that you're in Atlanta, I have to take this opportunity every time I'm in Atlanta, dude. I have to come. And I gotta train.
I think, you know, I'm here, but I'm also, I feel like, what's that guy that used to walk around, King Kung Fu? The guy
David Carradine?
Yeah, David Carradine.
Yeah,
I'm starting to feel like him.
Watching King?
Yeah, it's like, I'm, you know, I would like to go to Texas and take my frame of thinking out there.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to go.
Ace is out there too.
You know, I want to go back to Vegas and take my, you know, because I've grown a lot since my earlier days. Like, I look back at certain videos and I was like, wow. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And that goes to show you that everything is in motion. Life is in motion. Like, when I was thinking that 6 months back, it's been elevated forward. You know, you should be able to look back at yourself and say, wow, that's where I was at. Because if you look back and you're still the same, you're going totally against life. Because life only knows forward. Like I was telling that with one person the other day, is that life only knows really one gear. You can't go back. We ain't got time machines.
We got time machines.
You know what
Hot
I'm saying?
time machines.
So even if you're going wrong, long as you're going forward, you gotta hit it eventually.
Yeah.
That's
then
why
you
they
can
say
learn
fall
from it, keep going.
forward.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fall forward, not backwards. You know what I'm saying? So even though you're falling forward. So you gotta eventually be right. Eventually, you know, you're gonna hit it, and that's the gear of your fight. Your gear of learning and training should be forward. traditional martial artists are trying to take the backwards and make it today. Tradition is good, but it's not now. The tradition of someone beeping, hitting you on your beeper, and you go into a payphone was traditional. Guess what? Now people call you right on your phone. They hit you right where you at. So you bring a payphone to today, and guess how it's gonna look?
Yeah.
Like you going to a payphone.
That's
Like matter of fact, they removed all payphones from New York. You can't. They've ripped them down. There was a time when I came up, there was payphones on every corner, because that's how we talk to each other. Now they've ripped them all down, and they put up Wi-Fi towers. You know, Wi-Fi towers. That's today. So traditionally, walk in the phone booth. That's where Superman got that. Go in the phone booth and bust out in the Superman. You can't do that no more.
He don't even have a secret identity now.
Exactly.
Like in the comic
We
books,
know who he is.
Yeah, everybody knows who he is now. He's Clark Kent. Yeah, he's Martha's boy.
Right there, Martha's boy. He's doing all the flying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
so
that's crazy.
that's where we're at, and you have to keep your training forward, or you fall into, like, even the 52 guys. A lot of 52 guys didn't want to bring 52 forward. Where are they at now? In what we call oblivion. Oblivion is backwards. It's there. Back behind you is oblivion. Forward, in front of you is life. So you got to make your choice. You want to live, or you want to throw yourself into oblivion? So, 52 had to be brought forward. That's what I did, was bring it forward. Was that it has to be scientific. Can't be just about
testing. Yeah.
And he ain't throw a punch yet. He ain't did nothing yet, and I done went into a whole dance. Like,
see now I see now. I even look at the dance as what kind, like right now. I can break out like
but everything.
before too. But I think the 52 dance. I think it should be almost like.
Well, there is a kind of everything. That was what I was telling them. Introducing and bringing to the other 52 guys that a form is necessary.
Yes.
Why is the form necessary?
To be in that mindset when it's go time, it's like shadow box.
And what's the goal? It's what you just did when I went to go and
Yeah.
What's the go time? Muscle memory.
Yes.
Muscles have memory, and they need memory to function properly.
Yes.
See, you notice
Yeah.
dementia people who lose their mind, they never lose muscle memory. They never forget how to put on their jacket. They just don't know who you are anymore. But they're still putting on their jacket.
That's funny.
Because that's muscle memory.
Yeah, that's funny and true.
Muscle memory doesn't get dementia.
Right. Yeah.
Muscle memory doesn't have dementia. This has dementia. This muscle. These
That's
muscles.
how they do the crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
And that's what, and actually that's why Tai Chi is so good, because it keeps this muscle working in order to do the form properly.
Like, how come people with dementia never forget how to walk? How come they don't just fall on the ground like, I've forgotten how to walk? Because muscle memory is so deep, they've been walking so long that they're not forgetting. This is what makes a fight. There is strategy, but there's also a part of muscle memory. Oh!
Get away from me.
Yeah, facing the mighty air. Okay. Salute. Oh, we got 20 likes. Thank you. Everybody up in here. I'm moving from Boston to Georgia in July. Salute. Uh-oh.
ATL.
Uh-oh. Somebody coming down here to the ATL jungle. I love it. Come and get this ATL money. I'm here for it.
Hey, you know what? I walked past the Soul Vegan spot.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so vegan. I heard a lot about that.
Yeah.
I heard a lot about that.
Try to switch it up. Hey, let's start eating healthier, people, man.
That's right.
Soul Vegan is right down the street over here. I'm gonna check it out myself. I'm going slutty vegan this weekend too. I got
Well,
you.
we may have to go.
Got
In
you,
this,
bro.
we gonna go over there and soul
Yeah.
vegan. Get me some, cause I've been on my vegan lately. One thing I like about the vegan is the Tai Chi.
Mhm.
The Tai Chi says always find the middle. Never do I have teeth, fried meat. So what I do is certain months, vegan. Certain months back in meat. You don't have to carry, like I meet certain vegans that's like, oh, you flesh eaters. And I was like, I'll fuck your little vegan ass up.
Yeah,
You need
yeah,
some flesh every
yeah.
now and then.
You can't.
Like,
Like, it's,
the body is like, don't be mad at the flesh eaters.
Mhm.
Like the flesh
I'm
eaters
not-
shouldn't be mad at the vegans.
exactly.
There's
It's like
no beef. Like they've made it into like a war. Like
yeah.
you know, vegans against flesh eaters. No, you're an omnivore. You're not a lion.
Mhm. No.
See, a lion can't go chew celery. The lion's metabolism,
Just
his
it.
diet is only meat, protein,
You ain't
fat.
shoot.
That's someone who can claim a meat eater. A hippopotamus is a true vegan. You know what I'm saying? He can
Flat
claim
teeth.
flat teeth. He can claim true vegan, like plant eater.
Yeah.
You know, or plant eater. See, those are extremes. Now,
Yeah.
guess who sits in the middle? Man. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're gods.
choice.
Yes, we have the universal manifestation of God. So we can say, oh, I'm going to be a vegan for the rest of my life. I'm going to eat
Yeah.
meat.
See, and then that's what
Yes.
then each one has their rewards, and then they all have their consequences. At the end of the day, what we just that's what we just went with, and it's all right.
And that's why I
That's
call
America.
us gods, because what he just said, choice. Who has the universe given choice to? Yes, animals,
No.
they don't have a choice. The lion can only be the lion, the bear can only be the bear, the tiger can only be the tiger. He can't act like the lion. We can act like lions. I just seen my buddy do an animal crawl. Like we can do the monkey, the bear, tiger, because we have choice of manifestation of a God.
Yeah.
The manifestation power goes to God.
No. Yeah, and just to throw something else on there, just to off. This is gonna be an off-camera subject. Now, I remember Chris Rock had the joke when he talked about the time 6 Roy, Tiger attacked 6 and everyone was screaming. It was like, "Oh my God, the Tiger went crazy!"
So that's tiger.
That's what he said. The Tiger.
Yes.
He was crazy when he was running around with the unified. So that's something about right.
What makes us really that human believe you can take this majestic apex predator and play with it. Only in our crazy God. See, this there's also a downside to our God is we can do dumb shit. It's only us to take a bear, put him on a tricycle, and give him a hat. Only us, you know, like and the bear is like, what the fuck is going on? What am I doing? And then when the bear wilds out and slaps a couple of heads off, no, the bear went crazy. No, like you said, you put a hat on him and put him on a tricycle. You went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You lost your mind. Like, what were you thinking?
And expecting it not to respond.
So, you know, when Sigmund Freud happened, it was like the tiger got tired of the game. Like, he played the game long enough. He got tired.
That's it.
And that's the thing about playing with a wild animal. Eventually, it may look fun in games in the beginning, but he may get tired.
Yeah.
And then you may not even pick up on the cues that he's tired. See, you know when another human is tired. So, or getting stressed out, like he getting frustrated. Pull him out.
Yeah.
Nobody knew the tiger was frustrated. So when he went crazy, you know what I'm saying? When he went crazy, nobody seen it coming. And that's another thing. We don't know animal language.
Yeah.
Not all of us. Like there's some people
Yeah.
that study certain animals. Yeah, the
whisperers.
whisperers are crazy. There was this one guy with wolves, and he was with a wild pack, and one wolf was like making the like you couldn't even tell, and he was like, "See that wolf over there? He really doesn't like me." So when the wolf came up, the wolf was like this. Like he was looking for somebody, but he did the right move because the wolf was like, "All right, all right." All right, you acted right because if you would have swole up, he went like, as soon as the wolf came, he was like, he went to submissive, and the wolf
The
totally
alpha
understood
male
it.
pack.
Oh
Yeah.
that's what you do when I walk up. But if you don't know those signs, you would have tried to pet that motherfucker when he was came with a really rag.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the whole thing of understanding and fighting. Fighting is just a different language, and you understand certain stuff. First universal.
Yeah, and people, I had an argument with someone, and they said, music is the first.
You know nothing about survival. You know nothing about survival. When you trapped and hungry, the last thing you want to see is a banjo. Like, anybody got a banjo? No. Nah, it's time for war. We got to eat. Survival. Yes, fighting was the first universal language to understand. I tried to take that man's stuff. He fought back for it. And in that fight, he told me, "You're not getting my shit." that was the language. That's what he told me.
Real talk.
Without talking.
Real talk. Because guess what? If you didn't do nothing, I'm gonna be back next month
To
and
take
see what.
your shit. And any animal knows that. If you let a fox into your chicken coop and you don't protect it, when he comes back next week, I'm slaying them. I'm slaying them. But you talk to the fox about when the fox come back, there's 2 pit bulls waiting for him. Like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Get those chickens down. You know, so there's like you said, war, fighting is the first language of, oh, I can't do that. I can't get that from him. Or he's taking my shit because he's a stronger. You know, my little cave that I was trying to hold down, a bigger man came and took. So in that language, he told me, the weak go, the strong do. And that's always been the way. So, and this is why martial arts is so important, because you can be strong even in a weak stature. You don't need a body full of muscle to pull off a victory. Because skill, you know, the biggest brain of them all, like the biggest muscle. That's why I was telling you, you see the tigers and cage to a piece of chicken, and he walked in the cage and got you. As big as that tiger is, he doesn't have this. And this is where your true weapons come from, especially here. It's here. This first, then these, spirit. You know what I'm saying? It all works together, so that way you can be someone me and your size and beat up somebody that's fully muscular.
That's another thing that the yoga does. It connects.
Yeah, it makes you stronger. Yes, it's tying all of the little ties tighter. That's the greatest thing about it. That's one of the greatest things I love about yoga is the connection. Like, you know, you'll learn more about your toes in yoga than in fighting. Mm-hmm. Like, why, if I chop off your pinky toe, do you lose so much balance? Why is your pinky toe in control of so much balance? Like, if I chopped off your pinky toe, your balance would be off.
Yes.
And yoga people understand that. Because of the postures they hold and what they're doing. They understand the balance in the little toe.
And even the secret is, like, one of the things is, like, the aging process starts in the pinky toe. Because for people who don't, like, you know, use barefoot or use their fingers or toes or pinkies, it is hard.
Too much stuff is happening.
Too much. Yeah.
You won't feel it in
It
wrestling.
makes you more in tune with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is the key to all fighting. When you know you whip most people's asses. And the people you fight don't know themselves. That's why they fight. See, if you know yourself, you're not offended.
Hey, yo, Mike Burley coming out with 52 Thoughts Part 2.
52
come
Thoughts
on.
Philosophies.
Hey, come on, bro. God. Oh, that was good.
And that's the fact. And that's better than any drill or technique, and take it from somebody who's seen many, many drills and techniques.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta drill up here.
Yeah. The people that I seeing that are real good with drills, they know themselves really well. Then you give them this drill and it's like,
Yeah.
and they know themselves well to what they do. Doesn't mean like they know worldly things. Like Mayweather understands, yes, where he lags in boxing. You know, he doesn't understand boxing. He understands himself in boxing because he was born into boxing. So most people are trying to understand boxing. He understands where he sits in boxing because he was born into it.
Oh, it's a lineage. He had no
that's
choice.
why his boxing
Is that the pedigree?
When he look at you, he see different shit
Yeah.
when the normal boxer
Yeah.
sees when he looks at his opponent.
That's so
When Mayweather looks at it, he sees your pinky toes out of place, like your foot is just enough to where he can get by you.
Yeah. Can't turn
You
that
can't
way.
turn. Most people ain't even seeing that. Anything people do at a high level, they see shit you just can't see. When my man was showing me driving, he was pointing out shit that I didn't even know. He said, let me tell you something, like, wherever you look, goes the car. What the fuck you talking about? I'm driving. I seen a bad thing. I'm like, yeah. Next thing I know, I almost rolled the bitch over. Because as I'm looking, I'm taking the car in her direction.
Yeah.
And then his words came to me.
Yeah.
Like, wherever your eyes go, goes the car. And I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
let me focus. Not try to look at too many women, because
Yeah.
that right there, that's an accident.
That's that GA red click.
Yeah, but people who really do driving know the small things. Like, where we know it's the small things that make the big things.
See, but you only can get that is by playing in those special hours.
Yeah, special hours, yes.
And that's those understandings, those hours. That's where you find the secret.
Yes, because you find yourself.
Yeah.
Because guess who you were with in those hours?
You.
Exactly, and that's why training is so big, because it's meditation. You're by yourself. You're with yourself most of the time. So these drills are making you face something that you would let go away, which is yourself. You do everything to avoid that. You get you a girl, you get you a car. Everything usually in front of you is meant to forget yourself. You get this house, and now everything is about the house. And then it burns down. I've seen the girl ready to jump off a cliff to save her iPhone. She put the iPhone on the side. People are doing that. Let somebody drop their iPhone in the train tracks. I bet most people will be like, oh, fuck that iPhone. My iPhone's too valuable. Even when the train coming, what most people want to do? Let me get my iPhone. And they're going to risk it. So everything in this world is about putting that before you. And you have to somehow shake that off and get back into yourself.
So, and that is what Comedic Yoga teaches, because it seems like in this society we're taught to look outside
All
of
the time.
ourselves.
That's how they get your money. Yes. Like, if you looked inside of yourself, you'd be like, I don't need that new Benz. But they keep flashing. You need a Benz. 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 As soon as you walk past the Benz dealer, let me give you a Benz. That's outside of you. But the inside you is like, yo, we just got this money. You gonna get a Benz already? We ain't gonna invest it. We ain't gonna stick it under a rock and save a little bit. Nah. So everything doesn't work until I pull you away from you. None of my tricks will work.
See, okay, now that goes back into a deeper question, because, but just like how you said, for born into boxing. A lot of us are born into this.
Yes.
Wrong frame of thinking.
Yes.
So you're born into society, but you're not outside.
Yes. And this is why you can, you know, you can only make the mistakes. You're going to make the mistakes that they predict because they know you're outside of yourself. So, you know, you're going to make those mistakes and they're waiting for you. They know you're going to sell drugs because you're outside of yourself. Instead of like, you know, I think back now, at the time I was selling drugs, you couldn't tell me that I could do something else. I thought drug dealing was all I could pull off. Now, thinking back, like, there's so much with that time. Now that I know the power of the commodity at times, like, I didn't have to sell drugs. Put it into something else, and where would I be today? You know what I'm saying? So, that being outside of yourself, like, I grew up in a hood where drug dealers were lauded. The women went after them. The dudes wanted to be like them. So
They set you up for the trap.
they set you up for the. You're already set up
for
to
the
fail. So you're gonna need what? You're gonna need them judges and lawyers that they gotta pay. You know. So the system is built so you depend on it. Because they know you're gonna fuck up, and they know.
So when I was a juvenile probation officer, I saw that and I was like, do y'all see what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how can y'all not see this? And like, I remember I got transferred. Okay, it took me a while. I'm gonna tell the truth. It took me like 3 times to pass the exam. While I was a juvenile probation officer, I had no power though because I didn't pass like the test. So I went to the academy, did all that. So, like, I just want to say the word of the test. You know, like how when they ask you questions, like they know things, and then they ask you a question like instead of just asking you what 1 plus 1 is, like 1 plus 2. Yeah, they'll ask you shit. That's how they do it. So I finally got it right. Yeah, so I got transferred. So out of my unit that I was in the whole time, got transferred to a new unit. First day, I had a new juvenile probation officer. I'm not supposed to have more than 2 cases. Just to get my feet. Right? Yo, I bought 42 on you. Bam! I was like, what? I was like, I don't think I can help this. And they told me to sign this, and this. It's like, I feel very uncomfortable signing shit without reason. And I was like, well, you're going to have to sign this because...
You need it now.
Yeah, I was like, well, no, who are these people? And it's like, you got to sign these are your new kids. So it's okay. So I signed it. All right, so you got to be in court in 30 minutes. Like, serious? Like, I had to be in court to represent these kids whom I've never seen before. Never even spoke to. Yo, I get in the courtroom, like they called the kid name. I didn't respond because I didn't know it was
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, and so I get that to the judge, like, he just was in on me, telling me about, unprofessionalism, accountability, and all this stuff. So I waited to finish, and then I told him that, something is wrong, but it can't be me because this is my first day. So obviously, this system was like this before I got here.
Yes.
And I was like, and actually, it's like, well, this is your first day. How you representing him? I was like, I don't know. This is my first day. You're supposed to tell me this. Yo, he looked at me. He got so pissed. All the kids' names that had to do at the court docket, they had to pull them out, and then they had to reschedule them. But, truth be told, I love because, I didn't want to be a part of the system. But it's just, no one's there is trying to help. No one cares about the suggestion. You're just there trying to hold up a fucking fallen piece of wall.
Yep.
And instead of me like spending time doing that, I've already seen season 4 and 5 of The Wire. I know what's gonna happen. So I was like, let me just get up out of here and let's get back to fighting in martial arts. And that's what happened to me.
Well, it's like a lot of people are taking the hit for what the system does. So like you said, a lot of people in that situation that's being pretty much slammed by the system, they'll feel bad about themselves. Oh, I fucked up, I dropped the ball. This leads to drinking, depression, a lot of the things you feel about yourself ain't you. It's the system you're in. But they'll make it seem like it was your fault. Just like the judge tried to make it seem like it was your fault, but he didn't know you was only supposed to have 10 cases. They gave you 42, then gave you 30 minutes to get there. But he'll look at you and say, you're unprofessional. So you'll go home like, I'm so unprofessional.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
you need a pill.
Yo, I didn't even let that happen. I'm like, nope,
See, you're
nope,
different.
Yeah. Oh.
Now that doesn't happen for most people. And they have to now take pills because they get depressed. Like I gotta constantly tell people, like, don't get caught up in man's moral code. It's not universal.
Yeah.
Man, selling drugs is a man code, not a universal code. The universe doesn't say don't do that. That's man code. So we can send you to jail. But what's behind selling drugs? Not the fact that you're selling drugs. That Uncle Sam ain't getting his cut.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
he sends you to jail, and now you can make him license plates for 15 cents, and Uncle Sam gets his cut.
How dare you not pay Uncle Sam? That's
so if you really think you're in this moral thing, like, oh, selling drugs is bad, no, they give a flying fuck. There's too many people on this planet. They need some of you motherfuckers to OD.
It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a straight business.
Justice is a business.
All the way.
Yeah.
All the way. Not a moral thing, but they make it seem like a moral thing, and that's why they got a whole lot of people gobbling Prozacs and Ritalin because they're depressed and they feel bad about themselves and they're insecure.
Seeing the system for what it actually is, and so they would rather.
The system is insecure, not you.
Yeah.
You're a god. The system is insecure, not you. That's why they can, quote, have a war on drugs, but let the drugs in.
Yeah.
That's an insecure system to say,
okay.
We want to stop selling drugs. Bring all the drugs in.
I saw that. I saw a special on Netflix, and it was mind blowing. And that whole the '80s. Cause another I always had the question like what happened? Like Black Panthers, the movement, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael. And I was just like, what happened? And then assassinations and crap. And then now I'm glad like movies like Judas and the Black Messiah are out because they're starting to tell those stories.
Yes.
Because even in Georgia, I'm from Alabama, which is like 2 hours over. But even here, there's still like parts or some remnants of Civil War veterans, and like there are Southerners who wanted like if the South War won, you still sold us a $1. And the fact that they're not looked at as terrorists is crazy, especially like here. Like, you guys lost. They tried to assassinate the president. So therefore you're terrorists. So the fact, like, for instance, I read a book called Know Thyself, and it talked about how it gave this example. This is my book, but it gave this example about like the disrespect and psychological damage it is for a child to graduate from Robert E. Lee High School. Robert E. Lee was the general he was the general for the South and for the Confederates, and he was like teacher. And it is kind of messed up because my father actually graduated from Robert E. Lee Elementary, and I was like, damn, in Alabama. So think about that. It's like a Jew graduating from Hitler High. That type of thing.
Wow. Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So it goes to show you that you're brought into a system like that.
Yes, no, you are born into the system, and somehow you have to make your way through the system, not go to jail, not get killed, end up with a house and some Social Security savings. You know how hard that is with all of the forces they put against you, and then you put on the fact that if you're a black man coming, you got an extra load. But that's the system. The system is insecure, not you. Because the system is built off a capitalist thing. So there's no morality within that.
Well, the thing is, if you don't know yourself, you don't know them.
Yeah.
And
Well, they don't want you to know yourself. That's what the system is meant to do. The system is like keeping you away from yourself. Like, nah, don't even look at this dude. You don't even know this dude. Don't even look over here. That's what the system is trying to do. While you like, yo, who is that guy? He looks like me.
Yeah.
That guy looks like me. Like, nah, you don't need to know him. That's your goal, is to know him. Like, who's that dude in there? Who is that that talks? Because my greatest, I heard that dude. The first time I heard that dude was when I fought that dude Marshawn. They sent to fight, and he came at me like this. And as he was coming at me, I heard a voice in my head say, "Oh, his hands are open. He don't even want to punch." I'm like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that talking to me? That was me. But I don't talk with people, so he was a stranger. That's why you got to talk to yourself. Talking to people like, oh, don't talk to yourself. If you don't talk to yourself, you fucking crazy.
Yeah, you know what?
Like if you see 5 shady-looking guys and you hear your voice, like maybe you should go somewhere a different direction. But you're like, nah, I'm a chance it. Boop, 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 and then beat your ass.
No, you're
the
right.
voice already
You're
told
right.
you.
You're right.
Go the other way. Those guys look shady.
You know what's funny? Dragon Ball Z, I'm a big anime fan, but in anime, it's always talking. So,
Yes.
okay, alright, next time he does that, I'm gonna rip him.
Yes.
I'm gonna show him Kamehameha. Like, they're talking in the middle of the...
Because we know as fighters, if you don't do that, you're fighting on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the fly fighting.
Now,
ain't no setting up if you ain't talking to yourself.
Now, and then there we go. Now, that goes back to what we talked about again, between the analytical part, the right side of the brain as the fighter, and then the left side of the brain, the complete abstract. You know what I'm saying? And like the Tai Chi, you know, it's like you're constantly moving, adjusting. It doesn't matter what he does because you're constantly
Intuitive.
Yes. And then, but the other side is like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So you got your analytical and you got your abstract.
And this is the reason why boxing needs kung fu. This is what Wilson pitched. This is what you just broke down is why that's real. So what do you have? You have 2 sides of your brain, the right and the left, the analytical, the intuitive.
Yes.
You have the East and the West.
Mm-hmm.
In the West, we have fight, punch him in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
In the East, we have figure out why you have to punch him.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the West, we have you have pain, take a pill. In the East, we have what's causing the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take the pill to give you a brief relief.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the root of why you got that. So, which is kung fu. So you got rational fighting, punching, wrestling, kicking.
Yeah.
Then you have the intuitive side of fighting, Tai Chi. So kung fu needs the rational West. The rational West needs kung fu. And this is why kung fu must be trained with rational fighting to make it not only grow, but make the other side grow.
Yes.
Your rational will grow when you get intuitive.
Yes.
So, you know, my intuitive side of boxing is this. So I'm not jabbing at you. I'm jabbing over here. That has nothing to do with you. Why would I be jabbing over there? Because I need the response over there to get in here. So that's intuitive going to rational.
Yeah.
Rational, I want to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
But your hand is in the way.
Yeah.
Intuitive, I do this and get their hand to chase you.
But that's only because you spent the years playing the game.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like Michael Jordan, he used to throw people off. He used to throw but people be blown away like, this dude's pretty free. But he spent that hours doing that. So when he did it, you're just
It's
like
magic. It's like magic. You know? Same thing as when you see Sugar Ray Robinson knock somebody out going backwards with the left hook, it's like a magic trick. But he sparred 20, 30, 40, 50 1,000
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
102
understood.
fights
Yeah,
before he turned
exactly.
pro.
He's seen all. He knew that. You know, he understands that. So that's your art. Is you understand yourself, so you understand your art. Not that you understand the art to understand yourself. A lot of people are going the wrong way. They went backwards. You know, you know yourself. You know the art.
Ah,
You know? I
yeah,
understand that I'm not the most acrobatic,
yeah,
so I don't do that.
yeah,
I understand myself,
yeah,
so I know not what's not I can't do. I can do whatever I want on the side, put the work out, but wanting to do it.
yes,
I'm not
yeah,
too acrobatic, so
yeah,
I'm not with it. But I do like kicking, so I
yeah,
do Muay Thai,
yes,
and that should be your selection of martial arts. You select them from you,
you,
not from what you see.
yeah, and it's like,
So many people went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and they suck at it just because the Gracies, yes, the Gracies span the world, but there's a certain type of person that makes that shit work.
It does. And you know what? In truth be told, there's only two type of people in the world. If you're a fighter, there's only two type of people. You're either a grappler or you're a striker. So
I'm a striker.
yes, like if something happens, I'm gonna punch you in the
Yes.
mouth before I grab
Yes.
you. You know?
Yes.
And that's how
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And then from there, you build.
Yes.
You build from
Yes.
there.
That's what I say. Like
Yeah.
Ramel fought this dude named Big K. It was one of the 52 block fights, and I said the fight sucked. But in the beginning of the fight, you started off with a kick in the nuts. And what I was trying to say is, at the beginning of a fight, you can tell a man will show you where his confidence is at. At the beginning of the fight, when you come at me, I'm gonna try to rip your face off.
Yeah.
This is my confidence.
Yeah.
So if I go to kick you in the nuts,
No.
that's where my confidence is at.
Yeah.
Kicking in the nuts. Yes, you got no confidence. You're just wilding out.
Yeah.
You're reacting.
Yeah. That's
Because if you run up on a wrestler and
Anybody
go
trained.
anybody trained,
trained or untrained.
you'll see.
That's it.
You'll see his confidence.
Yeah.
If he's a boxer and you go
Yeah.
to grab him,
Yeah.
and you're going to see. He's not going to bite your face. He's not going to kick you in the nuts. He's not going to rip your ear off.
And there was something I watched like anime. It's like another thing. It's like, yo man, have some class, dog. Like, yeah, fight today. Some class, man.
Well, yeah, and even in then, I don't believe in those. And this is why I'm funny with Krav Maga and real brutal arts, because you need to train to be that brutal.
Yeah.
You don't just become brutal.
No, you don't.
You have to be trained to rip a man's ear off and hand it back to him.
Yeah.
That's not something you can just do.
It's in their stages to progression,
Yes.
and they're in the environment
Yes.
that is conducive
Yes.
to those progressions.
Israel soldiers have to stop men from blowing themselves up.
Yeah.
So they're very wicked.
Yeah.
They will grab your eye and try to shift it before you press the button.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
They have to be that
It's
brutal.
levels. Yeah.
Levels.
Levels.
The regular man like me and you does not have that brutality in them to do Krav Maga. And if you do, you're probably a psychopath.
Yeah. It don't mess with you.
Because I'm a great fighter, but I ain't trying to rip nobody's nose off.
Yeah.
Like if one,
Grab the nuts.
and then show them to you. These
I did this.
Well, there you have it. It's time to go get some video.
Yes, sir.
Salute. Thanks for paying attention. There's no